Monire mosa. Tampokelelani. On this channel, Chitumbuka na Loreni, I support you to learn Chitumbuka. Chitumbuka is spoken in Malawi, in the northern region, but also in neighboring countries like Zambia, Tanzania, Congo, and places like that. So, in this video, I'm exploring the language of prison. You see the top I'm wearing is tight. It's like I'm in a prison. It's tight. So I'm in the prison language in this video. It's short but sweet. Okay, without wasting much of your time, let's get right into it. Okay, so if you end up in prison in Malawi, all right, so there's some things that you need to understand. Not that you end up in prison, just stay within the law. But this is just to so that you understand if people are talking about prison or anything like that, so you can understand what is going on as well. Okay? So prison, pachitumbuka, tikuti, wanjira. But if someone says wanjira, because you have already been discussing about someone who has been picked by the police, so don't say wanjira, meaning he's he has been captured. Now he has been detained. Yeah, Wanjira, meaning there has been a ruling to say he needs to be in prison. So Wanjira. Kupolisi. So these things are used interchangeably because it's usually the police who will catch someone else to go to prison. So sometimes we say arupolisi. Arupolisi means wakakika. Babakaka. Kumkaka means he's in prison, right? Our police wakakika. So instead of saying he's in prison, we still say he's police. Wakakika means kukaka is tying. Hmm? He's been tied. So I guess they are. It's kind of like explaining that the process from the handcuff. So kukakika. Those handcuffs, it's called Simbi. Wamkaka na Simbi. He's been tied with this handcuff. Simbi is Simbi. Simbi. Okay. Prisoni. Yes, we also say prison. Prison is associated with something really bad, like it's like it's in the appearance of how someone looks when you are in prison. Like you'll be in living in poverty, in a little bit of dirty, a little bit of wearing rags or something like it's yeah. But prison can also be ndende. Ndende is more of chichewa, but in Chitumbuka we also use ndende. So pamupulika, when you hear someone say alikundende, meaning he's going to prison. Okay? Or he's telling you to say mupita kundende, muturute kundende, meaning they are telling you are going to prison. Thieves, vankungu, or wakwiba. Kwiba is steal. So the person is called wakwiba, stealer, something like that. My phone doesn't stop beeping, but thankfully my Zoom doesn't pick up the sound because WhatsApp is on my laptop where I'm recording. There's a lot of sound in the background, but you will not hear it, thank God. Kila wakoma muntu. So these are some of the reasons why people end up in prison. Kuiba. Many people who are thieves, they break into people's houses, or at home, what was most common, we used to have a famous thief called what was his name? Kopeka. Oh, my subconscious mind, I love you. My subconscious mind always brings things that are seated somewhere, and I Sometimes I feel like I've forgotten, but subconscious mind quickly reminds me. So thank you, my subconscious mind. Yeah, Kopeka. We used to have this fifth who was the most famous one, Kopeka. I remember one night he came to our house because we keep our chickens outside. We don't sleep with chickens in the house. So we just make a chicken crow outside and you just shut in even. But this famous thief, so the other night he came. My grandfather, by then he had his third wife, so he was living somewhere else. And it was just us and grandma. So grandma was looking through the window and he was like, Kopeka nakumanya. Like telling the thief himself to say, Kopeka, we know you. Stop stealing our. And he had even a torch, where he's picking which chicken to pick, which, yeah, it's crazy. The following day, my grandma went to the chief to complain about Kopeka who came to steal our chicken, and Kopeka was called. When he came to steal, he forgot his smoking. I don't know whether some people call whatever you call it, but there's a certain thing that people smoke from. They make it with a long, I've just forgotten the English name to it. Yeah, so he forgot a typical thing that he was using for smoking. He forgot it just beside our chicken collar. So my grandma took that as evidence to the chief to say he came last night and he even forgot this easy thing there. Um, so the chief called Kopeka. Kopeka, is it true you went to steal at this mother's house? She said, how does she know? My grandma said, because we saw you. It's you. And this is even your cigarette thing that you left at my house. Kopeka asked, does that cigarette thing have my name on it? The chief said, no, it doesn't have your name, but it's recognizable. It's yours because everyone knows you. And she says, no, you can't prove that. And that was the end of the story. So we didn't get anything. I'm laughing now, but it wasn't funny then because my grandmother worked so hard. And it was the chicken that was supporting us to go to school, to have nice food because she was selling eggs. She would sell the chicken to the teachers to buy us uniforms and all of that. And then someone to just come and take that. It must have been very painful for her to experience that. And at the same time, he didn't go to prison or anything like that after whatever he did. So, because in the village, we didn't have much of police moving around as well. So the first point of contact was the village chiefs and all of that. So the village chiefs that my grandmother went to was where Kopeka lived. Kopeka didn't live in our village. He came from his own village to come and steal in our village at our house. Okay. So my grandmother took the issue to his chief to say he came to us to come and steal this, but we didn't get justice out of it. Okay. My phone is ringing. So I'll continue. Let's see. Oh my God. Sorry about that. I've put it on silent now, so let's continue. Yeah, I was on here. Kila, kukoma muntu, right? Kukoma is killing. Muntu is human. So that's one of the things people go to prison for. Nowadays, I hear a lot about domestic violence, men killing their wives. It's quite common that. But whether they stay in prison for life, I'm not sure. But I also hear uh, mothers killing their own children. At the moment in Malawi, there is a lot of shaming single mothers. I'm a single mother myself, but when I was growing up, the stigma and the shame was not to the level that it is now. When I was growing up, the stigma and the shaming that I faced was about me, not my child. But at the moment, at the moment, the shaming that is going out and people are glorifying the abusers, people who are doing this emotional abuse, it's around the children. So that's where it's kind of like it has gone the next level of shaming. So because of that, we are seeing a lot of children being killed. Someone literally just threw a baby who is about maybe he's 1 year old in the toilet, and thank God was recovered alive. But it's from the shaming that has gone to a very high level. And it brings questions about the role of the state in the times where people are just doing things that are destroying, and everybody is just watching, if not praising it. You see? So yes, there are a few voices that have come up to talk against it, but it is also voices that do not have power. It's the children themselves defending themselves that about, oh, I love my mother. Without her, I wouldn't have, survived, or I wouldn't have this, I wouldn't have that. But we also quite know that uh, mothers are single. We have single mothers, not because of the mother alone, So where now it's only like a crime that the mother has committed, or even the child has committed. It's something that I'll never understand, because to me it is what can I what can I call it? Yeah, probably it's a right thing to say. For me, I don't find any sense to it. It's like, are you are you to that level? I don't want to use strong languages because I can, because that's how I feel. Um, but yeah, it's something that I'm like, I have some sense. I have some think, right? So I'm laughing, not that it's funny, but I have to laugh because otherwise I would be crying. But it's so sad to just see that women are being despised for raising the children. Like, is it wrong to raise your child? So you also wanted the woman to abandon the child. Like, yeah, who who does that? Like, and then at the top, on top of that, it's that woman who is saying, I will look after my children, is the one who is castigated, shamed, and called all the names, and even the children are being called names like Akadzidzi. Akadzidzi is Owls, OWL, Owl. So in my country, Kadzidzi is associated with something very bad, because Kadzidzi brings um misfortune. It's like it carries not nice messages. When you see a Kadzidzi outside your house, you know that death has occurred, So it's associated with the darkness and all of that. So it's a different level. But anyway, that's my opinion, that's my piece. Um, that's my take on this whole issue, to say, how low can people get to think that the woman should also abandon the children for that woman to to be appreciated. I don't know. I don't know. It's like what kind of thinking is this, where someone who is trying to do good is the one who is being shamed? And on top of that, the children who do not even choose to be born to them, and they are here, and people are castigating them left, right, and center. No, no, no. So I'm kind of like sick and tired of that. And because of that, I know that we claim that Malawi is a peaceful, is a friendly, is this, is that. We do that to foreigners, but not to ourselves mostly. And there is love, but at the same time, there's also a lot of hate. And the way we have also embraced social media is too toxic. That's all I can say. It's the way we have embraced is too toxic. There's attacks upon attacks upon attacks for no reason sometimes. Like because a woman is raising her children as a single mother. Or why do the children have two different fathers? I'm like, is that your is that your issue? You know, but yeah, and then attacking the children. So it's like they don't want those children to exist. Surely, if there was another country somewhere where our children can go and live, that would be the option, so that the people who do not want children raised by single mothers, they can find happiness within themselves. Anyway, let me finish this video. That's it. I'm talking, I guess, because it's an emotional thing for me to see what is going on at the moment. Okay. So sentence, Valamula. Valamula means how long would she stay in prison? So they've been given a sentence, Vavaramula, or we call it Chigamuro. Tampulika Chigamuro, Vavapa Chigamuro, meaning they've been given a sentence, Chigamuro. Hmm? Vavagamura, they've been sentenced, Vavagamura, as a verb. Careless driving, this is another issue, huge issue. Drunkards are causing accidents all the time, but also we have bad roads, but we also have these dilapidated cars. That's what I was looking for. Unroadworthy cars. We get cars that have passed their lifespan, and then they cloud the street, and the drivers are not getting driving licenses in the right way. You just buy a driving license and start driving. Someone else, a friend, telling you what to do in the car, and all of this, all of that. So it can be scary. Not everyone. Some people are very good drivers. Some people are properly trained drivers, but there's also this carelessness with the dilapidated cars, and everyone just thinking that they can just get in a pogonyole and start driving. So accidents are quite high in, I think it's the number one cause of death in Malawi. It used to be, but I'm not sure if it's still, it's quite high. It's not to scare you, but to just be aware of it. So if you see someone driving this, just stay far from them and let them go. And yeah. So careless driving. I wrote here, wambura kumanya kuendesha gari moto. Someone who doesn't know how to drive a car because they haven't done the training itself properly. But also, provera peri is drunkards, people who drive carelessly. They have different reasons. Wambura kumanya kuendesha gari moto because they haven't trained, or they are drunkards, or on drugs and things like that. Dilapidated cars, garimoto ya kumara, vimagarimoto vya kumara. Kumara means finished, so cars that have been overused and are finished. Driving license, cha kumweneresha kuendesha garimoto. Cha kumweneresha. Kumweneresha is fitting, something that is to make you fit for something. Kuendesha is driving. Gari moto is a car. So cha kumweniresha kuendesha gari moto. Or in short, chipasu cha gari moto. Chipasu. CHIPHASU chipasu cha kuendeshera gari moto. Chipasu cha gari moto. They will know that's driving license. Fighting, kutimbana, that's another reason why people go to prison. They'll beat each other whether from domestic violence or whatever it is. They will, some people nowadays, they are even using dangerous weapons. In the past, fighting it just used to be with the hands. Not that the hands doesn't hurt, but I'm also talking about different uh, levels of how someone can be hurt through the fighting. So that's also um, common, but we also see when I was growing up, I think other things I've seen is when a man has they call them MG2, like a second wife or a girlfriend when he's already married. The first wife and his children will go to that second wife to beat her up. So that's also commoner. Corruption, kwibandarama. So these fights, you don't know sometimes who wins. Sometimes it's the girlfriend who would beat the people that have come to attack her, or and this and the other. Because what they call cheating in Malawi is like almost normalized. I'm saying almost because it's too common. It's almost normalized. Corruption, uh, kwibandarama za boma or kuhonga. Kwibandarama za boma is stealing government's money. Kuhonga is when you give someone money in order to do you a favor. In Malawi, stealing government's money is also there's all the time with every government that has come. There's always a scandal. They've stolen, now they're dragging each other to the police, to the courts, to this, to that. So all the time, even now, corruption with I think it's donor money, blah blah. It's at its peak again. Passport, chipaso cha kwendera. That's the spelling for chipaso I talked about. Chipaso cha kwendera. Chipaso cha kwendesha gari moto. Chipaso cha this, chipaso cha that. Why I brought this in one sentence with prison is that we've also seen people who have fake passports that are being, put in prison. Why fake passports? Because our passport system is not working. It hasn't been working properly for a long time. But also we have a lot of people that come from neighboring countries. They come to buy a Malawian passport. I'm saying buy because they use people to get passports, Malawian passport, so they can travel to whatever countries that they are going to as Malawians. Or because in the past, for example, Malawians never used to be asked for visa when they were coming to the UK. Of course, it's in the past, but people still use Malawi. So we have a lot of people from different countries, including from West Africa, Southern Africa, who have come to Malawi, buy the passport, and travel outside the world. So they are for example, in UK, they came as Malawian, but we all know they can't even speak beyond the greeting in Malawian language. So hey ho. So passport is a big issue in Malawi. You have to just um many people they just buy, meaning they just give money to certain people, and then those people they will do the process just like the driving license stuff. People they will just buy it because you give more money to certain people and then they'll go out and make it and give you. People who want to go the normal way apparently it takes a long time, a lot of queuing, a lot of days, a lot of that. So people find their own corrupt ways of doing stuff. We were talking about prison, so this is why the negatives, all the negatives have come in because it's prison language. But that does not mean that this video is a it's the highlight or it's everything that Malawi is for or about. No, we are discussing prison and issues. So this is why I went like a little bit, expanded a little bit more because we're talking about prison, law breaking and stuff like that, and injustices mainly. So when it comes to injustices, it's kind of like you are stepping you are stepping on where you in me inside of me you are stepping where you are not supposed to step on me, so I kind of like I come out as I've come out if you know what I mean. So let me stop share. Thank you so much for listening. I know it's been longer a little bit because I aim for these videos to be less than 20 minutes, between 8 minutes. Some videos have been really short. I've also apologized for that, like 4 minutes. Sometimes it's because I don't have access to a computer. I'm far, I'm this, I'm that. I guess it will come in the next level of lessons learned after 1 month of making videos, because there's some challenges that I have faced and also lessons that I have learned. So thank you so much. I'm in prison. Honestly speaking, this top used to be me when I was smaller because the pandemic has just flipped me from where I used to be to where I am now. So I'm a little bit big girl, big grandma at the moment. So it's like I'm prison. I need to take it off. I need to take it off now. All right. Yo chomene taonga. Laya rufyenya. Rufyenya laya. Nafyenyeka. Yani mprizoni. Eh? Naruta son. Bueno, yeo, bye.